Hello there, it's Richard Cassette, Program Coordinator for SAGE at Bedford Road Collegiate. In this video, I'm going to walk through the options that students have if they choose Bedford. And we'll look at those options both during SAGE, so grades 9 and 10, and after SAGE in our building, grades 11 and 12, because of course at both Bedford Road and Evan Hardy, our SAGE programs end in grade 10. So our process at Bedford, we stress that our SAGE students have a series of learning pathways or different journeys that they can go on through grades 9 to 12, all of which have the potential to set them up very well to succeed for life after high school. And it really just becomes a question of, in grades 9 and 10, exploring those different pathways and in consultation with teachers, with peers, with parents, and with student services, developing a sense as the student, developing a sense of which of those pathways best addresses their needs. And I don't believe that any single collegiate can fully address the needs of any individual, but every collegiate certainly offers great opportunities for students. And so I think it's really important that as students and as parents, you explore those different options in the different collegiates and look to find that programming fit that really seems to best reflect where you see yourself going as you become an adult. So what does that look like? What does that pathway look like at Bedford Road Collegiate? Well, we'll start by discussing grades 9 and 10. So in grades 9 and 10, we have a full SAGE program. And by full, that means our SAGE covers the four core curricular areas of English, language, arts, and social studies / history, the humanities. And those are meant to be taken together so that there's an interdisciplinary focus between those. So you take those in grades 9 and 10, and then you also have your grade 9 and 10 math and sciences in SAGE as well. And those are also meant to be taken together in an interdisciplinary fashion. So meaning in the same semester and with consultation between the teachers teaching those subject areas. There is, of course, an emphasis on interdisciplinary teamwork and a consistent request that students engage in metacognitive tasks, which really just means that we're thinking about our thinking. And as mentioned in the previous video, we rely on open-ended exploration, problem solving, self-driven learning, and higher order thinking skills and habits. Okay, so when we look at how that is represented visually here, we see that when you combine the math and the science with the history and the ELA, you begin to get a sense of where you are at as a student, where your interests lie, where your passions lie, because we're all over the place as individuals. Some of us are very math and science oriented, some of us love math, some of us love history, right? So that ability to be able to taste and explore a little bit of all those different areas and to develop that self-knowing so that as you head into grades 11 and 12, you're making some informed, wise, and careful decisions about exactly what you'd like to study to set you up for the future. Okay? Oh yes, and of course, like-minded peers and real-world challenges. At Bedford, we also offer a series and a variety of really engaging and really unique elective opportunities that come and go. So this slide is a list of what we've offered previously. We've had in the past a PAA course in grade 9 for our SAGE students that we're hoping to be able to bring back once the pandemic ends. And that's a Young Urban Planners course. In that course, students combine practical applied arts with English language arts to become urban planners and to work with local architects, local urban planners, and to work with the city of Saskatoon to practice and design an entire neighborhood plan for the city's north downtown. In the past, at the other end of the spectrum, in grade 12, we've also offered an English course through SAGE for students who want to explore philosophy before graduating from high school. So that's called Language Through Philosophy. And then we have a variety of other electives that our students in SAGE really love. We have a vibrant photo community in our building, an active graphic design community as well. Dance has been a really passionate field for a lot of our SAGE students. Religions of the World is a humanities elective in grade 11 and 12 that draws from a lot of our SAGE students. And we have this great practical applied arts course where students get to learn all about how to use the machinery required to design and build their own guitars. So that's just some of the options that we have that are one-off electives for our SAGE students. Now, looking at SAGE 9 through 12, especially starting to think about now when I get to the end of SAGE in grade 10, what awaits me? What are my options for grade 11 and 12, right? Because if you're going to choose Bedford for SAGE, you're certainly going to want to be entering Bedford with a 4-year plan and not just a 2-year plan. So clearly your first 2 years would be spent in SAGE, well spent. And then as you get into grade 11 and 12, you have 2 different options that can combine quite nicely. We have a pre-engineering program that is run in partnership with Cameco. And in that program, students get access to the Cameco Center of Excellence in Science and Mathematics, housed out of our building, that has hundreds of thousands of dollars of great engineering tools and technologies that students get to explore to develop and design their own engineering solutions to real world problems. So that's a practical applied arts and a science course that runs over 2 semesters. Okay, and then of course we have in grade 11 and 12 the IB diploma program, which will be a subject of a subsequent video that I'll make, so I won't go into it too much here. But briefly, the IB diploma program is a program that becomes a whole program for students in grade 11 and 12, and that allows them to take all of their subject areas, virtually all of them, through the IB. So there's an English language arts, there's a second language, French, that I teach, there's a math, we have chemistry and biology for science, there's a history, there's an art elective, and that's all of them, yeah. And so students who enter that program also have the opportunity to write an extended essay, to take the Theory of Knowledge course, and to also be involved in CAS, which is Creativity, Action, and Service. So the IB program is really a whole program that allows the students to affirm and build upon the pieces that we put in place in SAGE in grade 9 and 10. So there you have it. Those are the options available at Bedford Road for students who are thinking about entering SAGE in grade 9 and 10, but who are thinking about that 4-year vision and how to set themselves up best for life after high school. Thank you.